man got me taking care of it for him, okay?
You go, girl. See, that's who needs their own show. That's who they want. See, they want women and minorities. They don't want white guys like me telling them what to do. If I was a black woman, I'd be perfect.
So you can stop all that noise.
You live with Loqueesha.
Loqueesha stars Jeremy Seville and is written and directed by him. Per its IMDb page, it's about a white guy who pretends to be a black female radio host and becomes a huge hit. The plot seems like it was written about 20 or 30 years ago, back when this premise wasn't done a million times before. You know the premise of when a person is pretending to be something they're not in order to achieve some type of goal? Those types of films tend to live or die on the performance of the lead actor. And in this case, the star isn't funny, likable, or even a good enough actor to propel this film to anything above slightly bearable. I've never seen his stand-up work, so I'm not going to say that he's inherently unfunny, but he just doesn't deliver the goods here. His story doesn't do him any favors either, as there isn't a decent enough motivation for the character to do what he does, which makes the story lack any type of urgency or purpose. The main character needs 13 grand so his son could go to a great school. There's no emphasis as to why this school is so important. Like, is the school he's going to right now really that bad? Is the kid really looking forward to this school for some reason? All we know is that the ex-wife really wants the kid to go to that school. The movie also changes halfway through and attempts to be a film about finding yourself, but even that is underdeveloped and delivered worse than a sitcom pilot. None of those issues would bother me as much if the movie was actually funny. All of the jokes fall flat. This is due to the jokes being terribly written and terribly performed. You would think that a comedian would have some semblance of comedic timing, but Jeremy seems to be lacking even that. The humor is actually so bad that even the actors struggle to laugh at their own jokes. I'm not gonna rag on the actors, as they all clearly lack experience and have too small of parts to make the film any worse than it already is. The production value is obviously horrible. The sets, the special effects, and costumes look cheap and bland. What bothers me the most is the premise doesn't work at all, as the character of Loqueesha isn't funny in the slightest or provides any type of meaningful advice, which just makes this scene of the radio stations falling in love with his demo just hilarious for all the wrong reasons.
Okay, I heard enough criticism. We need a solution.
Then listen to this.
You live with Loqueesha. Hey, Loqueesha. My name's Ted. Ted rhymes with dead. You sound dead inside. I am Loqueesha. Well, it's my job. I just hate it. What I would do is I would set the building on fire if I was you. You think I could get away with that? Not at all, but you'd be done with that job.
She's brilliant.
I know.
The only time the film starts to become somewhat watchable is when the alternate personality of Loqueesha starts to take over the main character's body, only because it's hilarious to think that the director thought any of this was funny.
Tell me about it. It's like the whole city has Loqueesha mania.
Long live Loqueesha!
Okay. I'm gonna let you go with a warning.
Loqueesha is way too long, as you can only listen to that shitty accent for so long. There is a reason why comedians don't do whole bits around that accent. As you could probably already tell, this film is terrible, but that's something you probably could have guessed from watching the trailer. So the real question is this a film that's so bad that it's good? Well, the answer to that question is no, as the film only has 2 moments that are so bad that it's good. Loqueesha is actually more cringeworthy than anything else. I think that the director clearly made this film to get some free press, as this film was always going to be controversial, but even the controversy seems disappointing, as the film is just incredibly tame. If you're going to make a movie with this premise, you might as well go all out, as you're going to want as much attention as possible, because people are going to forget about you pretty fast. Kind of like this movie, which is the worst type of bad, forgettably bad. So if you can't already guess, I'd recommend you not watch Loqueesha.